Bloodstone is an American R&B, soul, and funk group, most popular in the 1970s and early 1980s. The band charted 13 songs between 1973 and 1984. Biography. Formed in 1962. In Kansas City, Missouri. The group was a high school doo-wop group called the Sinceres. In 1967-68 they were backed by and toured with a large Kansas City horn band known as the Smokin' Emeralds and performed their version of a Motown-style revue which drew large crowds at a venue called The Place in the Westport district of KC. By 1971, the band consisted of Melvin Webb on drums, Roger Durham on percussion, Charles Love on guitar and vocals. Born Charles D. Love, Jr., April 18, 1945, Salina, Kansas. Died March 6, 2014, Kansas City, Missouri. Charles McCormick on bass, Harry Williams on percussion, and Willis Strafford on guitar. After learning to play their respective musical instruments, moved to Los Angeles, California. After arriving in Los Angeles, the group met their prospective managers George Brownstein and Ron Hamady. They also replaced their drummer Melvin Webb with Eddie Summers, a resident of Los Angeles, California. The managers decided to change their name from the Sinceres to Bloodstone. Later the group traveled to London, England, where they signed a recording contract with Decca Records. The original members were Charles McCormick, Willis Strafford, Jr., Charles Love, Harry Williams, Roger Durham and Eddie Summers. The first album was entitled Bloodstone, whereas there were two singles released simultaneously called That's the Way We Make Our Music and Girl, You Look So Fine. Quote, written and arranged by Eddie Summers, the newest member. Their second album, Natural High, reached the US R&B Top 10. The album was written by various members of the group Bloodstone, with their single, Natural High, reaching number 10 on the pop chart. It received blanket airplay in Europe, particularly on Radio Luxembourg. It reached number 40 on the UK chart in August 1973 and was featured in the Decca World of Hits series of compilation albums. Bloodstone's other hits include Never Let You Go, Outside Woman, and My Little Lady. Bloodstone was instrumental in the black rock and funk movement of the 1970s, and even had a hand in the brown-eyed soul movement with some Latin music-tinged hits. Bloodstone performed with Marvin Gaye, Curtis Mayfield, Elton John, and The Impressions. Their 1973 album, Natural High, produced by Mike Vernon, sold over 1 million copies, and was awarded a gold disc by the RIAA in July that year. They achieved a moderate comeback in the early 1980s with McCormick replacement Ron Wilson. Their album We Go a Long Way Back, 1982, whose title track reached the R&B chart top 5, also produced a follow-up single, Go On and Cry, that reached number 18. The group continued to record into the mid-1980s. They continue to tour and perform to this day with original members Charles McCormick, Charles Love, Harry Williams and newer member Donald Brown. Bloodstone also starred in and wrote all the music for a film entitled Train Ride to Hollywood, 1975. Founding members Willis Strafford died on February 8, 2002 at the age of 56, and Charles Love died on March 6, 2014 at the age of 68. Love died from complications of pneumonia and had been battling emphysema for several years. Members. Current members: Harry Williams, keyboards, vocals, 1962 present. Charles McCormick, bass, vocals, 1962 to 1982. 1984 present. Donald Brown, vocals, guitar, 2002 present. Former members: Charles Love, vocals, guitar, 1962 to 2014. Died 2014. Willis Draffin, vocals, guitar. 1962 to 2002. Died 2002. Roger Durham, percussion. 1962 to 1973. Died 1973. Melvin Webb, drums. 1962 to 1971. Died 1982. Eddie Summers, vocals, drums, keyboards. Music director. 1971 to 1975. Steve Ferroni, drums. 1975. Ron Wilson, bass, vocals. 1982 to 1984. Ronald D. Bell, drums. 1982. Discography. Chart singles. Albums. 1972. Bloodstone. 1973. Natural High. 1973. Unreal. 1974. I Need Time. 1974. Riddle of the Sphinx. 1976. Do You Wanna Do a Thing? 1976. Lullaby of Broadway. 1976. Train Ride to Hollywood. 1979. Don't Stop. 1982. We Go a Long Way Back. 1984. Party. 1999. Go On and Cry. 2004. Now, That's What I'm Talkin' About. Marsh, Dave. Bloodstone biography. All music. Retrieved on July 29, 2007.